What's up, guys? My name is Jamie Forrester. This is for my public speaking class. I'm giving a speech on minimum wage today. But before I get started, let's pan to the audience to make sure I have a valid crowd. That's my recording artist, Millie Holiday. My best friend, Chris Anderson. Turn the camera on yourself, Jim. Another best friend, Jim Hopkins. Got the whole crew here. Let's get this started. All right. Minimum wage. Can raising the minimum wage save our economy? Some people say yes. Some people say no. Some say let's raise it upwards of $15 an hour. Some say let's keep it where there is. But then, I say we just get rid of it all. Yes, you heard me correctly. Let's get rid of all minimum wage. Here's why. Having a set price at what you need to pay workers, given to you by the government, is an example of fascism, plain and clear. A government in what's supposed to be the freest country in the world has no right to tell a business owner what he can pay for labor. On top of that, when you raise the minimum wage, you're pricing low-skilled workers out of the job market. Also, people on minimum wage don't have a career. They're using that minimum wage job as a stepping stone. The majority of people on minimum wage are kids ages 16 to 21 who don't even really have families yet. Minimum wage was created in 1938 to cause a livable wage for everyone in the country. Since then, it's been steadily rising. Now today, in 2014, people are demanding a $15 an hour minimum wage. The reason being, a huge argument is because people are using this as a career and they have families to feed. False. The largest age bracket on minimum wage is the ages 16 to 21, and they take up 49.8% of the age groups that are on minimum wage. What that statistic should tell you is the majority of it is kids still living with their parents, looking for some spending cash, who don't have mouths to feed. That's the majority of the people on minimum wage. It's not meant to be a career. It should never be your goal for a career, and you should only use it as a stepping stone, a starting point to get a real job, to get a real career. Next, people think that raising the minimum wage will create jobs, will get rid of unemployment, will create a better standard of living. Not according to the Pew Research Center. In 2010, they did a study. They said if you were to raise minimum wage to just $10.10 an hour, we would lose a total of 500,000 jobs per year. That does not sound like job growth to me. Now let me break that down for you and why that statistic is true. Think of it in terms of simple economics. You increase the price of labor. That's extra money you have to pay that you did not plan on paying your laborers. Now this might not hurt the McDonald's of the world and the Starbucks of the world's big corporations, but think of the small business owners who are barely getting by. When you tell them they now have to pay their workers $15 an hour, they're going to do one of two things. They're going to cut their workers' hours because they can't afford to pay them that much, or they're going to get rid of their workers completely, which will lead to much more unemployment. Another effect, when you raise minimum wage, prices of goods are going to go up. When labor goes up, so does the price of goods. So you're going to be paying more money for everyday items. So that also affects the consumers in a large way. Here's a graphic I'm about to show you. Jim, I want you to pan in on this when I pull it up. Okay, this graphic is from the Heritage Foundation, and it shows that a minimum wage increase to $15 an hour in 2014 would lead to a job loss of $217,000, along with reducing the GDP by $30 billion. That doesn't sound good to me. Building off that, there's people out there in this world with no education at all. They didn't finish high school. They definitely didn't go to college. Those are the kind of people who have to occupy minimum wage jobs a lot of the times. When you raise the minimum wage on those people, they're going to be priced out of the job market completely. So before, when they would have been able to get a job for $7, $8, $9, $10 an hour, people aren't going to be giving them those jobs anymore at $15 an hour. They're going to want higher skilled people. So people at the bottom of the skill bracket are now priced out of the job market completely. Now let's think about overall freedom, which is what most important to me. The best way to run an economy is through free market capitalism. You let the market regulate itself. You don't let the government regulate the market. That's fascism, that's socialism, that's not what I'm about, and that's not what any of you should be about, because it's a poisonous environment to grow your economy in. An emboldened government has no right to tell us what we can and cannot pay our workers. That's the biggest problem here. You have to choose capitalism over socialism. In conclusion, I hope you all understand that minimum wage hikes will hurt our economy in a very, very, very large way. And we all must fight against fascism. We must fight against our emboldened government. And we must fight against poverty. And one of the steps in that direction is to get rid of the minimum wage. Thank you. Let's show the crowd real quick. One more time. Jim. Perfect. Thank you, guys.